What kinds of insurance coverage could be available to you if you've been injured in an Illinois motorcycle accident? Hi, I'm Josh Rohrscheib. I'm a personal injury lawyer in Central Illinois. And in motorcycle accident cases, it's especially important to identify all of the different types of insurance coverage that could be available to compensate you for your injuries. This is because motorcycle accidents tend to be more severe than a lot of the other types of accidents we see. So the first place you should look, let's assume that you're riding a motorcycle and another driver is at fault. So maybe a car pulls out in front of your motorcycle and causes an accident. The first place you should look for insurance coverage is the AtFault Drivers policies. So that could include their bodily injury policy on their vehicle. If they're driving for an employer in the course of their work, it could include their employer's liability policy. If the at-fault driver has a personal umbrella policy, there could be coverage there on top of whatever might be available on their bodily injury policy on their automobile. So you first want to look to see what coverage is available through the at-fault driver. Next, you would look to your own coverage. If you own the motorcycle, you'd look to see if you have something called uninsured or underinsured coverage that could be available to help you with your injuries. And basically the way that works is, let's say that the at-fault driver has only $25,000 of coverage, and you may have underinsured coverage of $250,000. And if you've been seriously injured, your lawyer would first try to recover the $25,000 from the at-fault driver's policy, and then they could try to recover an additional $225,000 from your underinsured policy. In addition to your underinsured policy or your uninsured policy, if the at-fault driver doesn't have any coverage at all, you may have something called medical payment coverage on your own insurance policy. And that's typically a lower amount, maybe $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000. But that's an important place to look if you have a lot of medical bills adding up, because that's available to you also regardless of fault in these cases. So it's always worth keeping in mind to make sure that if you're paying for that coverage, that you remember to use it if you need it. Another type of coverage that really isn't related to either driver would be something called dram shop coverage. So let's say the car that the driver that was responsible for the accident was drinking at a bar and was served too much. You may have a claim against that bar and a claim under their dram shop insurance policy. So these are the primary types of insurance coverage you should pursue if you've been injured in an Illinois motorcycle accident. Now, your situation may be different. There may be other types of coverage that could apply. Maybe you are a passenger in a motorcycle. You may be able to pursue coverage on your own auto insurance policy for med pay and underinsured coverage, in addition to that of the motorcycle rider that you were riding with. So it's important in these cases to talk to an experienced injury lawyer who can help you identify all of the potential sources of insurance coverage that could be available to compensate you for your injuries. And most injury lawyers will offer you a free consultation to do just that. So I'd encourage you to take advantage of that, seek out a free consultation if you're wondering what types of insurance coverage might apply. And if you have any other questions about motorcycle accident cases in Illinois or personal injury law, I hope you'll reach out. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video.